state of the art.
Take 30 seconds in your brain, process these two questions. Somebody raise your hand, let me help me out. Alright, 30 seconds.
We had that first drew-out question. What was the outcome when we had 5 explicits? Come up with a simple procedure on how to deal with radical formula. You add it with some time. Yeah.
Part of why is in June, the teachers submitted a professional development plan, what they would like to work on. And then over the summer, I actually plan out what's going to happen on those 3 days. And we revisit during the year the school leadership team, but it's working beautifully. This is our 2nd year, and now we'll have the school-based option to go into for the 3rd year next year. But every student that enters Wagner goes into a learning center. Vocational prep for the ultimate assessment, special ed, exploration academy, and we have a number of other programs. We have our own courtroom, so I'll bring you in. I think they're doing a forensics lesson. Education. Of course, we had the option of state laws, state guidelines 2-3. We stuck with 5 days. And the physical education department, really what they do is there are a few days a month, in a market period, about 4 days, they won't dress for gym. They'll have a presentation done. And although it's not, of course we have a dedicated health class, but I want to see more of that in the physical education class because I would love to have health for an entire year because there are so many issues from the issue of childhood obesity to AIDS prevention. So they will do that today. They actually have one of those presentations. The funny thing is we always do it on Mondays. So he had planned this way in advance, the assistant principal today. So whenever you take someone to a
Massachusetts, and there were a lot, like here, there were just a lot of classes and a wide range of opportunities. So even though I'm boarding school, and boarding school didn't love me, I did take a lot of classes that were very meaningful, very academically rigorous, and really prepared me. So when I went to college, I went to Harvard College, and when I got there, I was ready for the work because it was so similar to the things that I'd done at Andover. So. One of the reasons I wanted to visit here is one of the things that's happened in New York City over the last 2 decades is there are lots of small schools, right? And the mayor's created a lot of small schools. The graduation rate of the city has improved, and a lot of the small schools are doing a good job. I think sometimes people act as though you can't have a successful large school, and clearly that's not the case. And there are some advantages to large schools, right? The range of offerings, the range of after-school activities, the different possibilities that can be made available to students. And so one of the things the board's thinking about, we're thinking about is how do we help districts see that you can figure out how to do successful small schools, but also successful successful large school. And one thing I've been struck here is I think you need a leader and leadership who pays close attention to school culture, right? Because the risk of a large school is that people don't feel connected to each other, and then you get either cliques or you get students not feeling connected to any particular adult, and attendance declines. But it seems like here you've got a strategy with the learning centers, but also with all the activities to make sure that every student is connected to several adults probably, and that I think makes a big difference.
Ed, you trying to go to school, Roxbury? Well, when you
a lot of research.
middle school,
yeah.
Well, when you tried the school, what was your vision for the school?
Well, in the community, Roxbury is sort of like Harlem of Boston. It's the historically African American community, although increasingly Latino now. And there are not many middle schools in Roxbury where students do very well academically, and very few adults in Roxbury graduated from college compared to all the other neighborhoods throughout Boston. So the idea was to create a middle school that would really put students on track to be prepared for college. And I've been a high school teacher, and what I saw was I had a lot of ninth graders who had 5th grade reading skills, 5th grade math skills, and it was really hard to catch them up at the high school level. So I decided to start in middle school with the idea being that by the time kids got to high school, they'd be ready to do college prep work.
How did that happen?
Part of it was we hired really good teachers, and we were relentless about having great teachers and relentless about thinking about teaching, just like how here you have the day where you have the early release so teachers can focus on professional development. We did that as well. So there's a lot of focus on teachers thinking about how do you reach every student, how do you push every student. And we had a lot more time. And our school day was about 2.5, 3 hours longer than the other schools in the neighborhood. And more time, with 6th graders who are, need to learn a ton of math and get ready for eventually high school math, having more time was really helpful. So it was a good experience. I still talk to, speaking of Facebook, I still talk to some of my Roxbury Prep students on Facebook now, my college or graduate. And we actually at Roxbury Prep, we have our first student who graduated and came back to teach at the school. And it's funny, she started our math peer tutoring program. So sort of like you all, she was very interested in sort of how she helped other students at the school. So she started our math peer tutoring program with her 6th grade math teacher when she was in 7th grade. And now she's back at Roxbury Prep teaching 6th grade math, which is what she said she wanted to do when she was in 8th grade. And that's what she's doing, so it's great. Yeah, well thank you all. It was really great meeting you. Great talking with you.
Thank you so much. Good luck with the prom.
I never speak after you guys because you're a tough guy to follow. I've learned that a long time.
Bye-bye. Good luck. Thank you so much. What a great shot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Okay. Before you leave, we have a little second. It's a little bag. You'll find some stuff in it.
Okay, great.
I think you'll enjoy.
Good luck.
Nice meeting you.
Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy. Have a safe drive.
Thank you.
On the road. Have a spoon for him. I'm going to walk with him.